Hey guys, greetings from Vienna. I just wanted to whip out the iPhone to record a quick little video. I'm standing here and I'm going to turn the video camera around very shortly at a Soviet monument. There we go. You can see a big Soviet monument, and what gives it away is the hammer and sickle emblem, but also the writing in Cyrillic on it and on the archway of the monument. So where to start? Let's start with a post-World War II Europe, where the fate of the continent was decided in Yalta by the three superpowers, the US, the UK, and the USSR, that gathered up to set the fate for A, defeated Nazi Germany, and B, the liberated countries of Central and Eastern Europe. What most of us know is that as a result of Yalta, the continent was divided into two different spheres of influence, the East and the West. What most of us don't know is that actually Austria fell, or parts of Austria and parts of Vienna fell into the Soviet sphere. Now, why is that? Well, it has to do with two reasons. A, the Soviets, or the Russians, had spilled a lot of their own blood liberating the Austrians from the Nazis. And B, Austria was actually part of the Axis powers. This is because Austria was annexed by Hitler's Germany at the beginning of the war, and the German-speaking Austrian country became a province of Germany, which of course executed Hitler's policies. So as a result of that, the country was occupied by the four Allied powers, which were the UK, the US, France, which was incorporated, and the USSR. And the Soviets existed for about a decade before the country opted out. How is that possible? For a multitude of reasons that are too complex to include in this video, but also because the death of Joseph Stalin. Now, the death of Joseph Stalin created quite a lot of turmoil in Soviet Russia. It exposed his cult of personality, but also kind of murderous rampage in terms of the execution of millions and millions and millions of his own people that were sent to the gulags on his orders. So as a result of this information coming out of the bedrock of the Russian Soviet society, it caused a lot of turmoil, a lot of rethinking of the policies of the ideology, and a general de-thawing across the Eastern Bloc. In Austria, the death of Stalin opened a new wedge in terms of negotiation possibilities. And the Austrians negotiated with the occupying powers, including the Soviet Union. They negotiated for Austria to become a neutral country. And with this neutrality clause, it became a sovereign country for the first time since the beginning of World War II, when it was annexed by Hitler. So what did this neutrality mean? Well, this neutrality meant that Austria would not join any kind of military organization, in parentheses, NATO, and it would not allow any foreign occupying military powers or any kind of foreign powers onto its territory. But that doesn't mean that imprints of the Soviet era aren't found in the eastern part of the country. For example, like this monument was erected to commemorate 17,000 Soviet lives lost in the liberation process. Now, these were mostly Russians, brothers, uncles, fathers that fought the Nazis to bring freedom to the Austrians. Freedom and later occupation, as history would have it. So I'm going to just flash it to you one more time. It's a beautiful archway. And there you see the pinnacle, the soldier holding the shield with the emblem of the hammer and sickle. So thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please remember, we do have a Kickstarter campaign and we could really use your support, so pledge with us and pre-order a fascinating book that's coming out called Czechoslovakia Behind the Iron Curtain. Lots of love and blessings from Vienna. Mwah.